I believe we are live. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay.
Hello, dear
Joe.
friends.
Oh, Joe said something. Joe's
I
under the
said,
weather. He went to work and came home. And it's
yeah,
not because I yelled at him. I promise you that.
no, no, I think I ate something bad. I think yeah, I think it was an egg I ate. So,
Well, when you have to pull over to
mm, mm, up, Chuck.
get certain things out of your system, yeah, I would imagine it's something you ate.
Yeah, it's, yeah, my stomach just twisted, just feels sour.
Sawa. Well, drink your tea, have some ginger ale.
It seems, well, the tea
Ginger
seems to
ale.
help me. I don't like carbonated drinks. So the tea works for me. So that's what I drink. So, but other than that, yeah. And I feel a little dizzy, so I haven't tried to eat again, but I woke up real hungry. I don't, when you look at an egg, if it looks a little, hey man, if
Hmm.
it looks foggy, don't eat it. Because I don't
Foggy.
know that, I don't know. The other one didn't do anything. So maybe that's, I don't know. I don't know what it was. What if it could have come from what we had for dinner last night?
Oh, what did
I
you
don't
eat for
know.
dinner last night?
Like nobody else got hurt. We had pizza.
Oh, well.
So nobody
Joe,
else.
are you good enough to share to the groups or
Yeah,
no?
let me do that real quick for you.
I shared to Funk,
Mega
and
funk,
I'm waiting for Helen.
mega funk.
That's why I decided to come on now. Helen wanted because Helen sent me something really interesting, and what it is I want to prove the amount of people that believe in conspiracies because when you have a certain amount of people believing in one thing, it is no longer a conspiracy,
Mm,
right? And there's a lot of things. I myself don't follow TikTok. I don't have TikTok, but you have these TikTok people that just are nuts. They just go and find information. It's the World Wide Web is now actually the World Wide Web. It's being used correctly. Now, I don't know why Trump said we don't want TikTok in America. I think he said that, right? And I don't know why.
yeah,
I don't personally care. I don't like Telegram. I'll see a couple of I won't deny what they're saying. As long as I see it more than once, I'll give it the
we're
benefit of the
Americans.
doubt.
We
And
can
a lot of
decide for ourselves.
you got to talk into your phone, Joe.
We're Americans. We can decide for
Well, that's
ourselves.
the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
They kept us away from Europe. Europe was like an extravagant thing when I was younger. To go to Europe was like, oh, when they do it fucking every bloody day.
yeah.
They're
Mhm.
from, they're not even, uh, let's not go through that now. There's just too much. What Mama Helen sent me is just
And,
perfect.
and that's what
And I
we're here
don't,
to hear. I
right.
haven't heard it either, so new for me too, guys.
There's just a lot. I just want to see. Is anybody on? Waiting for a couple of people to definitely come on.
You people.
There's three people watching, but Helen did not say hello, and she asked me to wait for her just so she could charge her phone. But as she has seen it probably a few times, and it amazes me. And I'm gonna be a little frank here. Um, I'm into YouTube because I believe that we have the freedom of speech. And if YouTube wants to run in this country, then they have to allow us that freedom of speech. So I like to watch people on YouTube. I did not originally like YouTube because I knew who controlled it, but things are changing now. And to be perfectly blunt, I am following them more. I mean, I always had black friends on Spades. I'm from Brooklyn. I've had black, Puerto Rican, you name it, any kind of Korean, Japanese, you name it. I've had every kind of friend, but I am following these. I can't understand this racist shit does not exist because it's a bunch of black people, like the one we're gonna see today, who I think she calls herself Perky. I'm
Mhm.
sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Um, and they just are fanatics about going through TikTok and finding these wondrous things, somewhat political, but mostly mysterious and like conspiratorial. It's like it's a blessing. And I hope others notice that. I can't be the only one. Of
Oh, you're
course,
not.
there's,
They're mad. They're mad because
but
they're
hey,
finding out
Jose, you're
how
half
they've been manipulated.
right,
You know?
right,
So
right.
they're mad. And you know
I
what?
mean,
Man, they know what's up.
it's a
They know
world
what's up.
fight. It has nothing to do, it's a recognition of everybody realizing that we've been slaves and slaves and slaved. And you'll see that some of these people it, that I have never talked to or touched before are saying the exact words I've been saying for 10, 15, 20, 30 years.
Mhm.
It's insane. Yeah. That's another story I'll have to go over one day.
They're
Um,
finding the truth. Your conspiracies are actually turning true or being proven or whatever you want to call them because they're not really conspiracies anymore, not if they come true.
but that's my point. Morning, good afternoon, Helen. Morning. It
Hey,
feels like
Helen.
morning to me. It's been such a rush of a day. Um, I will go over one day why I started the conspiracy thing. Like I always loved out. I mean, I was a Doctor Who fan, very young, Star Trek fan, whatever.
Mm.
And I understood other things. Like I wish other girls were so not into their dollies and weddings and stuff and creating family. Like I wish they understood more sciences and stuff. Now they do. But when I was growing up, it was, a woman using a tool. It was still like that. Screw that. But now we have there's 4 people watching and only Helen says hello.
That's okay.
Oh, I was hoping that, well, today's Saturday, right?
Today is
I'm
Saturday.
what?
Today is Saturday.
All right. Let me get this over with. I could go on and on.
Mhm.
But I just what I was trying to say is like, even though I was awake and I understood politics very young, it was when I was 17 that I had Mr. Kenny in Fort Hamilton High School, which was my third high school, which was public at that point, because like they gave up on me. And he uh he offered he always liked me and my girlfriend Julia. He offered me to speak to the New York Times. And it didn't turn out well. I was 17 and it didn't turn out well. It didn't look well. A giant picture of me looking half drunk, which I wasn't, leaning in my hallway. It was just bizarre what they did to me. And I knew at that very moment, I was like, oh shit, they're just liars. They're just con artists. The media. I
Mhm.
mean, when your fucking face is in the metro section of the Times, the New York Times, well enough that that day when the Times came out and I went and got the paper, right? I'm going to school and I'm tardy. I'm really tardy. I'm like a half hour late. And there's this beautiful black cop, because I respect him, right? Stand there, say, hey, I recognize you because I said something. You're late. He says, you're late. First of all, he's a cop, not security. He's a cop. Okay. And he's like, you're late. And I'm like, fucking naming the obvious. right? That's how I feel because I'm a smart ass Brooklyn kid. You're naming the obvious here. So
Captain Obvious.
I said something smart ass back, and one thing led to another. I almost got arrested. This interferes with a 17-year-old's young mind who's already out there, who's already like into arts and whatever else. And my dean, the dean at the time, could have been his name could have been Freud. I don't know. I gotta ask some other Fort Hamilton, or there's plenty. They wouldn't forget us because they wouldn't forget any of us at that time. But I gotta ask because he's the only reason I wasn't in jail. Because I was telling the guy, arrest me. I was like, oh, what are you gonna do? Arrest me for
For
being
being
late and
late?
saying something. He recognized me from the New York Times. Well, I might have been distinct. I don't remember. God knows I went through so many phases.
Hmm.
So that is when
That's interesting.
that was the light bulb, guys. This isn't like, that was not a conspiracy. I already understood a lot of things, don't get me wrong, but boom. Okay. My father was so proud. My mother heard, okay, they had them come take pictures and they had an interview over the phone. That's how they did it with me, which was very clever, because I wasn't sitting there on mom's couch with the paintings in the background or the piano. No, no. They had me going all over the place, taking these pictures. And the phone, my mom was cooking in the kitchen, listening to me talk on this interview. I was picked for the interview for a reason. There was about 5 of us. And it was what they did to a 17-year-old. I signed myself out of school when I was 18. I just signed out. I got a job. Thankfully, I got the job in the Empire State Building. And I just got my GED and I did not have to study for it because I was not a stupid person. But as you look at it now, well, things happen for a reason, right? Here we are today doing what we're doing, still trying to get the truth out. Okay, I think we have enough people watching. Let's go, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share real good shit.
Okay.
Because that's
Let's
what
hear it.
Cat does. That's what Warrior Cat does.
Yeah, yeah.
I
wanna
that's
hear
what
it.
Ellen does. You see, conspiracists, we don't care who gets it out first. We just want it out. You have to understand. We're tired. 31 years almost, or about, I don't know. When was I 7? I don't even remember my age. I can cry.
Excuse me. I have to take this. I'm listening now.
Oh, kapato, bagok. Yes, I'm bagocking. Okay. Let me see. It's on. It's share. I don't think I can make it bigger, guys. I hope Joe's feeling better. All right, people. You'll recognize some things I've said in the past week if you watch any of these videos and shows we're doing, whatever the hell you want to call them.
The difference between clones and skin masks that are going around because the world is a stage and everything is not what you think it is.
Humans made to order, mothers giving birth to themselves, babies conceived just so their body parts can be transplanted. Come with me into the scary new world of cloning. The nightmarish stuff of science fiction has suddenly become a reality.
The first baby clone is born. She was born yesterday at 11:55 a.m. in the country where she was born. So this will not give you more details about the location. She's fine. We call her Eve.
My first gen was born in Jersey. However, I was cloned by Clonate in Canada. My model number is 0112568, if anyone wants to see the registration in Clonate. When I was cloned, they wiped a lot of memory, but when I stole the documents before escaping, I read that the mother was Puerto Rican and the...
It's a rapper.
guess the father's surrogate, you could say, was the sperm donor.
I'm not the
was
only one.
a Sicilian.
Okay. Hello.
I think you have my head on a stick. Oh my God.
That's scary.
Never looked at me. Oh my God.
Just me, or what is this creature that doesn't breathe and has fish gills or something weird?
Arian Foster recently said on a podcast the NFL is scripted. So we decided to ask players what was their script they got when they were drafted.
My script was that they told me that I was gonna tear my ACL my rookie year, and I was actually kind of mad when I saw that. You know, like I read my script and it said, "Listen, you're gonna tear your ACL the last regular season game," and I was sad because that means I missed the Super Bowl and wasn't able to play it.
My script, it was pretty long. I didn't know if I was gonna make the league because, you know, trying to learn something like that was pretty tough.
Say my script been pretty crazy because this is my 4th year in the NFL, and I've been to 3 Super Bowls. So when I walked in of day one, they was like, this what they handed me. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take that one right there. Yeah, I'm gonna take the 3 appearances in 4. I mean, my script was supposed to be making $100 million, but it didn't happen that way. So they lied to me.
The NFL is scripted. According to Arian Foster, it's scripted. And it brings me back to Super Bowl 51 when we're down 28-3. We're in the locker room and they throw us the script for this amazing comeback. I'm sitting here like, these writers are out of their mind. No one's going to believe this.
Right.
And we went out and executed and, you know, it looked good. And then the next year I saw on the script in March that I had to tear my ACL going forward, miss the 2017 season.
You're missing something.
You just have to flood a country's public square with enough raw sewage.
Listen.
You just have to raise enough questions, spread enough dirt, plant enough conspiracy theorizing that citizens no longer know what to believe. Once they lose trust in their leaders, in mainstream media, in political institutions, in each other,
That might be
in the possibility of truth, the game's won.
All of a sudden, we were given this free thing from the Society of America. 78% of your free clinics were placed in black and urban areas for the purpose of something free of charge from a racist society. As to put it in words of one pro. We don't need so many Negroes anymore. There's no more cotton to pick. These feelings about black people, this was one way of doing it as a social benefit, if you will. We're here to help you. Black women, and let it be stated, black women never demonstrated, demanded, or even requested the right to an abortion. Been asking for the right to decent housing, the right to education, in fact, the right to health care. And all we've been given free of charge is the right to keep our unborn child.
In 1993, the government started spraying our grain source with folic acid. Guess what went on the rise? Antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication, gut medication.
So we're worth more to them sick.
Oh, for sure. You know, they came up with the folic acid, really it's folate, which prevents neural tube defects in pregnant women. So that's why you hear when women are pregnant, they're supposed to take high doses of folic acid. That's fine if you don't have an MTHFR genetic mutation. If you do, then folic acid really is what's causing postpartum depression. It happened to me. Couldn't figure out why. I was like, my child is healthy, I am happy, I'm thrilled. Why am I crying in the shower and in bed? And as soon as I stopped taking the prenatal vitamin, it all went away. And so then your doctor blames it on the hormones. In reality, if postpartum depression was hormone related, then all pregnant women would have postpartum depression, but we don't.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a...
I'm sorry, she's a what?
We all know.
Oh my gosh.
When all those people were saying plant-based meat is the future, like, it is. It's really bad for you. you're way better off buying cows and eating cows than you are buying corn. Because in order to grow a stalk of corn, a lot has to die. And if you're using monocrop agriculture and using industrialized farming methods and you're controlling enormous swaths of land with only one crop, that is totally unnatural, doesn't exist anywhere in nature. And in order to do that, you have to poison everything else. You have to kill all the animals, you have to poison the land, you have to strip the topsoil, you have to use industrialized fertilizer. You can't grow things that way normally.
That the key to understanding where you live is right in front of your eyes. I will show you now what it is that you're looking at and what you don't see. The image of the moon contains the map of the Earth. In fact, it looks like it's the only true map of the world. Mirrored, distorted, and sketchy, but beyond a shadow of the doubt, perfectly.
I am not really a flat earth believer quite yet, but I've heard so many different conspiracies about this dome, and it kind of makes sense to have something that keeps in gases. But let me explain that atoms, right? We're all made up of atoms. So an atom that creates your wall for your country, hopefully, can create a magnetic wall to keep in gases. Now, this is the argument with the flat earthers. They don't believe that there's a gravity or a magnetic pull to the core of the earth. However, since atoms are all molecules, are all water, we're all light, that's the basis of it. I can see that it's not a real dome, as you might perceive it to be, but rather, and not like the ozone layers or anything like that, but more maybe a force field, okay, that we've constructed, or humanity, or past lives, past aliens, whatever the hell. We don't know our true paths. I can't say that. But perhaps they created it. And that's why we have all these, let's say, pyramids around the world, or giant rocks and pictures and things that are obviously for astronomical reasons. They are not for the earth. Okay? All right, let's continue there. And the moon thing I brought up too, being a copy of the earth.
Accurate in reflecting all the continents in the right proportions. It takes a bit of time to see it and to get used to it, because it requires a lot of internal effort to overcome a lifetime of conditioning and to believe that what you're being taught from birth is not true. But if you have an open mind and if you're curious about what you're looking at, you will realize that this is not the first time you've seen it, and that somebody might know this truth too, but they don't want to disclose it to you.
Our water is being poisoned with fluoride and heavy metals. Our food is fake. The weather is being manipulated. Clouds are actually created to block the sun. And that chemtrails actually kill people. Our government actually stands for mind control. And that big events are actually staged to keep us distracted from the real truth. Artists and people of power actually practice rituals at these events without the fans actually knowing. When a doctor gives you a shot, he actually gets a bonus. Now, they don't do that for chemotherapy, so why do they do that for shots? And that war and our military is actually used to decrease the population. Yeah. How do you explain that to people?
The government tried to break the firmament. In 1962, after Operation High Jump and the Arctic Treaty was signed, the government started a new project called Operation Fishbowl. The United States did a series of high-altitude nuclear tests where they would shoot nuclear missiles straight up into the sky. The reason for doing this was because they wanted to see what would happen if a nuke was set off in the atmosphere. You would think that one time would be enough, but they did this test 11 times.
11?
Making people theorize that they were doing it for other reasons. Some believe that this was the government's attempt to break through the firmament. Not to mention the name of the project, Operation Fishbowl. Why would they shoot a series of missiles in air to see how high they can blow up? Do you think the government was trying to break through the firmament?
This is the video that Bill Gates put together, along with the team, complete with simulated news reports like this. This is really what they're preparing for us. This video is called Get Ready. Watch.
Never seen this before.
Catastrophic contagion, a global challenge. Breaking news.
Two Latin American countries alerted the WHO of several outbreaks of a new infectious disease that's mysteriously appearing across the region. Severe epidemic enterovirus respiratory syndrome 2025.
Oh, so that's the name, guys. Just write this down. That'll be the name of it, okay? It's gonna, SEERS. It's going to be called the Severe Epidemic Enterovirus Respiratory Syndrome.
2025. Doesn't that sound familiar? Joe, where does 2025 sound familiar besides it being
Project
next year when
2025?
Trump- right. Next year when
Isn't
Trump
that the
is president.
Republican thing?
Yep. Because
That's
you know,
the swamp Republican thing.
yeah.
That
There's
ain't
a lot of
ours. Wait.
people. I hope you're realizing what's going on here. Look at how many people are involved already in this short clip. It's only a few more. You'll see. Let's go.
In 2025 is when we'll see it, okay? Now, it says at the bottom this is a fictional scenario, but come on.
A bill in Tennessee would require any food with a to have a clear label.
Senator Tammy Nichols proposed a similar bill in Idaho.
Basically, for the consumer, what we're looking at is just providing notification of the presence of materials that are within the product. So I do know of mRNA is one that they are looking at trying to add into right now lettuce for public consumption.
In 2019, the NIH website stated, in broken English by the way, at present edible are developed for veterinary and human use, but the main challenge faced by edible is its acceptance by the population so that it is necessary to make aware the society about its use and benefits.
I learned something new about the film Idiocracy today, which if you've never seen it, shame on you. It's almost
Never
20
seen
years
it.
old now, and it's a hilarious movie about a
I've never seen it either. Joe, have you? I'm just curious.
No, not yet.
Yeah. Idiocracy. Okay. This is fan-fucking-tastic, man.
dystopian future where American society has evolved to the point where everybody is just a complete idiot. Apparently, the costume designer in this film didn't have a big budget, and she needed shoes for the characters to wear, and she wanted shoes that looked futuristic but also really stupid. She found this small startup company that was making shoes, and they weren't like out in the world yet. She was like, these shoes are perfect because they look ridiculous. And Mike Judge, the producer of the movie, was like, well, what if by the time the movie comes out, you know, this company is big and these shoes are popular and people are actually wearing them? The costume designer was like, are you kidding? These are ridiculous. Nobody's ever actually going to wear these shoes. Look at them. Guys, those shoes that appeared in the movie were Crocs.
I expect you to be here.
Just normal Crocs. We're all wearing idiot shoes. I'm part of the problem. I have 2 pairs and 3 more pairs on my wish list. I don't know if that's common knowledge for fans of the movie, but I read that for the first time today and just cracked up laughing.
A class action lawsuit because a lab test found these chemicals in this beverage at many hundreds of times the maximum upper recommendation of the FDA. Being sued, and you didn't hear. So Coca-Cola Company makes something called Simply Orange. It's an orange juice that is nationwide. Most children drink this stuff.
Okay, food is very, 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 very important. Pepsi and Coca-Cola are disgraceful, disgusting, unhumane companies.
Pepsi's part of Black.
I wouldn't name my kittens after them. Pepsi, that's an inside joke. Pepsi, right, had baby parts in them to try to get humanity used to cannibalism. Look up the ingredients, folks. I wasn't the only one to do this
I don't
research.
understand why they would want us to have cannibalism. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
But what the hell does make sense about Satanism?
Nothing.
Why should boys have breasts? That's satanic, Joe. This is what has been controlling us since the birth of this country.
That
We
is
were
weird.
not Christian. We were Luciferian. I need not tell. I was the least religious person I know. I'm seriously, with a lot of respect for every religion. A lot of it, except for Satanism. For obvious reasons, who wants that negative shit? Who wants it? Crazy, fucked up, inbred motherfuckers want it. That people that want to stay in power want it. People that think they're getting away with murder, that are living over 100 years old as if it's something to be proud of. This is a disease, folks. Keep watching. Keep watching.
And the potential of cancer-causing chemicals being consumed has been going on for months, and we haven't heard.
These soaps that you using is toxic as hell. It got chemicals in it just for a good smell. And y'all wonder why y'all skin be up. Acne and rashes, these soap leave you bumpy up. We is not with Dow. It's full of acid and you wipe it all on your mouth. Look at this and dump soap. Give me a trash can. I'm throwing it out. Ivory, that poison ivy. That is a soap that I'm not buying. Irish Spring is full of titanium. I might as well wash with a rock of vibranium. Olay, ingredients, sorry not okay. How is this legal? I'm calling the police. Got these in your house, you need to throw it away. Yeah, it smell good, but look what them hoes say. What is your favorite soap? Give us an option, cause they trying to kill us. I'm filing a lawsuit.
Check this out. Look how they make clouds.
Don't worry if you can't hear.
Okay, they say NASA is playing God, but there was an artist that did it 10 years ago, created a cloud inside. Well, he creates clouds inside for artwork. But I also remember, and I'll have to go look at it. It was in the Ladybug Collective, I don't know, years and years ago, where a scientist created a cloud indoors. Now, that's what this is about. Don't be mistaken. This is NASA and HAARP, HAARP, literally playing God. Watch.
Hear what I'm saying? I couldn't even hear myself. This is the loudest sound you could possibly conceive. And as it turns out,
clouds.
the cleanest.
Now I want y'all to listen to what he says at the end of the video.
Now, the most amazing thing is that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, is just a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. It's water vapor. And in about an hour's time, someone in Mississippi is going to get wet washing. It will actually rain. I told you. It's raining. That's unbelievable.
Y'all have a blessed one. I'll see y'all in the next one. Shalom, shalom.
Giving birth to themselves.
Imagine that.
And what are we thinking here, people? Am I alone?
No.
I was like literally crying. I could cry again.
Reminds me of that old man that my mother-in-law met right after her husband passed away. He was this rich, weird guy. He was so weird. But he was paying me to drive him all over the place. So I didn't have a job at the time. So I said, okay, what the heck? Why not? So this guy kept telling me that he had a well, right? That was worth a lot of money. And that he needed help finding it. So he had me kept taking him up to the mountains to where it was at. And this old man kept telling me that he would tell me that you see all them jets that fly around. You see that white stuff? I was one of the ones that I helped put stuff in there. I'm one of the ones that helped put that stuff in there. In the skies. And I'm going, what are you talking about? Well, when I was a younger man, we put chemicals in there in the jets. So there you go. Is it true? I never knew if it was true. I don't know if it's true. He really had a hand in it. But he was just some crazy old guy. I mean, he kept telling me the exact coordinates of where this place was, right? And I mean, I was in sure I can find exact coordinates on a map exactly like that. And so I did. And I took him to it, and I said, this is the exact coordinates that you're telling me. If not, if you're saying that the other coordinates are this, then they're over here. And I took him to the other place, which was a little bit farther down the road. But I don't know, he's just crazy, man. And then he passed away. So I never got to finish. Sorry. That's what happened.
We all have these incredible stories. Hello, Nina. Good afternoon. I'm so good. I hope you guys, I'm like literally in close to tears. It's emotional already. What happened with Trump? Joe, you remember? I told you this morning. I don't know if you know.
Oh, yeah, the plane
Yeah.
got diverted, mechanical problem, which was some kind of a hydraulic leak.
It's funny, they all kept saying mechanical problem, mechanical problem. It was like only one or two people that said hydraulic. And which I would think is I don't know, it doesn't seem.
It could be, yeah, it could be bad.
I keep thinking of the Father Ted episode. It's like their last episode. Oh my God, it's the Father Ted episode. Oh my God, it certainly is, guys. I kid you not. I don't know if you guys know what Father Ted is. It is an Irish show, British Irish comedy, and oh, fantastic. It's just, if you understand some of their ways and their quips and their vernacular, but he literally has to save the day. The pilot is stupid. The pilot is like, oh, that big thing that spins in the front that keeps us in the air. Talking about the engine on the sides or whatever. And he's like, and the priest seems to know everything, and he has to go and fix. He has to tape the hydraulic. I'm almost sure. Isn't it like fuel? Isn't it like the hydraulic systems is where it's like, I imagine it to be tubing. Am I wrong? Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it carries fluid, and the fluid pushes and operates mechanical
I don't know who Q
contraptions.
is, but they've got the sense of humor of the lifetime. I'm not even sure that's true, but there are no coincidences. There are no coincidences. This did not happen. Whether he had to land and change costumes, who the hell knows? I don't know what the hell went on, but it's just a play. I keep saying it, and I still forget to look up the damn movie where Christopher Reeve and Jack Ritter, John Ritter. They were in a movie called A Play in a Play. It was a play in a play in a play. And I've only seen it once when I was a child, when Christopher Reeve was Superman. It was around that time, I'd imagine. In fact, I'll never forget, he played the best Superman. And I have a feeling there were people that knew, like Chris Reeve, and he should have been, they probably shot the horse. I ain't kidding. There's little things that will upset these horses that these professionals ride. And I know because I used to ride. My girlfriend was a professional rider, and my friend's daughter is even a professional rider. But things do not spook horses like that. It was all a setup because he was a good guy. And, playing Superman, you can almost tell. I don't know if one day he didn't have his powers or something. One of the movies, he didn't have his powers, and he was like, but the people. Shit. Mama Helen and I were talking about it because we were making fun of Kamala being the great pretender.
Oh, is she? Yeah.
Right. And they all are. They all are. But for whatever reason, she sent me Queen Freddie Mercury. Mercury. What did I tell you about Mercury? Mercury. It's
Under the
endless
pyramids?
energy. It's reusable, endless. I don't know what the hell they really call it because my brain has too much in it to remember all these little, the real names. But he was trying to tell us also. He was saying we're under pressure. That's David Bowie also. Oh, let me get back to it first. That Mama Helen basically sent me the Pretenders, but Freddie's version. If you look at it, he's the man, even though he's the gay one, and his band are the females, which they play rather well, I'll say. It's all backwards. He's on a ascending staircase. Okay. Which, if you look at it, I mean, you don't have to have an imagination, actually. It looks like a pyramid. There's a lot of signs, right? And then my favorite, he's talking about under pressure. We're under pressure. The people on the streets, they don't know. We're under fucking pressure because we fucking know what's going on, because we've been offered scripts for millions, for billions. Some of them forced to take it, others killed for not. This is a poison that this beautiful country, I don't even understand where the Constitution came from. Who the fuck were these people? I'll tell you, we're not getting the right information. They were not the forefathers that we know of, even though they sound brilliant. It was somebody else's idea.
Of course it was.
Yeah, because Adams and these people were inbred. They're all family. They're all from the Queen's country. We've been lied to. Lied. So there must have been a handful of real people. I'm not saying Jefferson wasn't, Washington wasn't. I'm not saying, because I don't know. Because our history is so fixed with
Oh, they were real.
information, I'll use their word, that we can't possibly figure it out on our own. We need each other to figure it out. That's what's going on here. By the way, do you see the flooring? I found this and I intentionally put this one up because that, guys,
There's something wrong with that.
Oh, that's a sign of the Illuminati, the black and white squares. As beautiful as it may look, there's a reason for them. Okay? There's a reason for everything. You heard it out of how many mouths? That one clip, that one video must have, excuse me, I'm like literally, I was almost crying. They're telling a dozen, maybe 2 dozen, I don't know. Because there's people and there's people watching and there's people watching and then there's people watching us. And this is beautiful. Share, 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 share everything. Joe, are you feeling better? Callum wants to know.
I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I'm getting there. You know, I mean, it just, my stomach is in knots. I think it'll take a little bit, but it's just something I know. That's all it was. It was just something I ate. I know better now. Good God. That was a bad one though. So, but yeah, I'm feeling better.
Little by little, because tonight we're supposed to do the, open show. And I want to make sure you guys will have the number of the Zoom and you're all welcome. And you see how you can't see Joe at all because his video is closed down. All you
Right.
hear is his voice. On YouTube, I think you only see me, right? Yeah, me. Hi. I'm not looking my best, but
Let's go.
fuck you. I don't care. Charles. So Charles, am I right? That was the last. Okay, because this is exactly what Ridgeview Charles wrote. I own the whole Father Ted series. You can't make this shit up. I can't be wrong. I love it. He died the last day. Yes, the lead character, the priest, died of, I believe, cocaine, over drugs, an OD. He died the last day. They filmed the last show of the third season. Tragically sad, and why it only had the 3 seasons, right? And Dougal is almost unrecognizable. See how we have, you're teaching me cars, Charles, and we talk about Father Ted on the side. Isn't it a small world? So correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that the one where he literally, you see, he's on top of the wheel almost, outside the plane, connecting with Mary's tape because they just came from a golf course. Oh my God. Oh my God. You can't make this shit up. They just came from a golf course where someone saw in the 13th hole Mary, the Mother Mary, come up. Now, Ireland doesn't make much money, so they use any little bits of faith to bring money to the community, to the county. Okay. I know this for fact. Okay. So, and plus they make fun of themselves. They do it. So they bought stuff like a really tacky bank, like a child could make, with the little Mary that pops up, and sticky tape. And when you pull the sticky tape, like the old fashioned black, one roll for the tape, it tells you Mary says, or God bless you, 6 feet of tape. God bless you, 2 feet of tape. You have used 3 inches of tape. God bless. So basically he goes down on the wheel to fix the hydraulics with this blessed tape. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know. Am I wrong here, Charles, since you know as well as I do? So sorry to hear that you're under weather. Yes. Food poisoning is not fun at all. Rags, since you're just sitting there, why don't you read their comments? You could do that. Unless you don't want to, unless it's going to make you sick.
Yeah.
I
I'll
don't
be
want
on
you to
tonight.
actually-
I'll be feeling better tonight.
Well, I want you to take a nap.
Mhm.
Because tonight is going to be on the video. Okay,
Yeah.
that we just watched. I don't care what you bring up. I don't care. Bring it up. If it could be a story from when you were 5 years old, it might be very relevant. And you know what? I got 5 minutes to listen to you rather than listen to Hannity or fucking,
Yeah, no shit. Or
Tucker is
drink.
not Tucker, guys. Something is odd with Tucker. And Charlie Kirk gives me the irks, but
Something feels off with all of them.
they really do. Charlie Kirk really, something he said, he was answering some kid. And you know what? Sometimes instead of communicating, he just has to one up them. And I don't like people like this. Don't one up anybody.
Yeah.
It's not about that. Like
No.
he was saying something like, we are a diversity. He's like, no, because even though we have people coming from different countries to here to America, America is not, we would be a colony if we weren't, if we didn't have the understanding of diversity. And I understand what he's saying, but also, Charlie, that's how we founded the colonies. They were the beginning of America. And obviously there was bad and good in the very beginning. There was establishment,
Well,
installational.
the first year we almost died. The first year being here, we almost died. And the second year when the ships came the second year, they had more
Thanksgiving is
people.
another Hallmark holiday. I just don't believe it. Stop.
I wonder
Stop.
how that really happened.
They're all
That's
Hallmark.
everything.
Jesus was not born on December 25th, people.
No,
I'm not one.
everybody
Go look
knows
up a
that.
conspiracist who has studied that for 10 or
Yeah,
15
we all
years.
know that. Even in the people in the Catholic religion that know that that's not his actual birthday.
I'm not sure. I'm just stating what I believe to be nonsensical.
Well, we
You know,
do.
like we celebrate Valentine's. This guy was killed.
Things have been
The saint
sensationalized
was
over the
killed.
years, is what I do.
No, you see, that's what they want you to believe. It was
Every,
created to misguide us.
and
Just like
then
the video
sensation.
suggested, it's created to NFL. That's what they're saying. It's created so we could sit there and rah for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then 3 hours it becomes 3 hours, what, 2, 3 times a week.
And then
You
your
watch
time
the
is gone.
kids football and you're not thinking.
Your time is gone.
You're not thinking of the present. That's right. It's entertainment. They got that WWF guy. Trump probably loved getting him, so he got him twice. Didn't Trump wrestle him? What's his name? The owner. Well, he was the owner.
Of what? Oh,
WWF
that guy.
or WW.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into. I apologize for that. The WWE guy.
Yeah,
If I can find his name, I don't know his name.
it doesn't matter. Why do you make such a big issue out of it? Who cares? It will come to me. If you stop talking about like not knowing it, it will fucking come to me. It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure Trump wrestled him and he beat him then, and then he had all these charges recently, and they look really bad that he you know, raped women, did disgusting things, just like Alec Baldwin. They all had their kink. Let's put it that way. They all had their kink. Spacey loved little boys so bad that they wouldn't let him back on Epstein Island. How bad could that be? Boys.
Obviously, pretty bad, right?
Specifically little boys. And let me tell you something else. If you look it up, you could Google it. There's different symbols for each. What you prefer. Do you like young women? Young men? It doesn't matter if you're a woman or man. Oh my God. It's a poison, people. It's so disturbing that anybody with an ounce of decency could not allow this to continue. And that's why Trump is doing what he's doing. Whether he's in hiding or not, he's doing it for us. And I really, no, he's not out there. He's not greeting you at no rallies, people. Sorry. Those are not his signatures. No. Sorry. Sorry. It's way too dangerous. Right?
Right.
I'm as likely as to be killed for saying this shit. But not anymore. Not anymore. Or else they wouldn't allow me to do it. You understand? That's really how it is. It's really how it is. I would go in and ask my husband. That's how. Well, let me just look it up. Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon.
That's his name.
Yeah. I had the
Just
M in
found
my
it right
head.
now. That just came up. So
I would bother my husband. He was so
it was
bored.
the
He
Battle of the
Rudy on.
Billionaires, is what it was.
Yeah. Well, it's beyond that. My husband's watching Rudy. Anybody? Rudy.
Yeah.
I wonder about who was his mother. The little Hobbit. Who was his mother? His mother was famous. Doris Day. Yeah, all these. Vince McMahon. Oh yeah, Mama. I've been sick with food poisoning. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. All right, so I want to recap that tonight we're gonna have a live open. Hopefully, if Joe's not, I could do it alone. I really don't mind.
No, I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
You sound already better.
I do. Yeah, I feel better.
Because when I talked to you while you were still at work, you were just like, I gotta go. And then he told the managers, he's like, I gotta go. He wasn't gonna throw up on their property, I suppose. I don't know. But I'm glad you're feeling better. Drink that tea and take something and relax for a bit, maybe later. What do you think? 9 Eastern? It's
Sounds
Saturday.
good.
You want to do?
Sounds
It's
good. That's
already
7 my time.
4:30.
That's 7 my time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
already 2:30 your time. Is that enough time for you? You want to go on later?
No, that's fine. That's perfect. I'm only gonna.
Do
I'll
9. How about 9?
I'll
Okay.
probably only sleep for a couple hours.
Okay.
I'll be all
Because
right.
I have a few things I got to do.
Yeah, we'll be good, guys. No worries, man.
No worries, man. But we hope you join us. I know there's a few of you that wanted to come on. Bring your
Bring
own
it in,
topic. BYOT. Bring your own
right?
topic. But basically, if it helps, let's go over what we just heard. I mean, there was a good 10, 15, 12 minutes, I don't know, of valuable information there. That apparently, many people have seen, agreed with. I mean, she even, I hate to say it, but your likes on YouTube are probably more of a poll than any poll we've ever had. Think about it. Nobody's going to lie to you. I guess it's like, why bother? You know? That's why it's so ridiculous about the whole voting thing, but that's another story. I I've told you the voting needs to be well updated by now. Well updated. I mean, it doesn't make sense that it's not, but it does because you guys aren't awake yet. You're not awake. Not all of you, and I'm thankful to all my brothers and sisters who have the very special DNA inside them that made us awake to help others to wake up. I love you all. Rags, brother.
Yeah, I do too. You know I do.
All right, Helen, Charles, whoever else was
We
in
will
here.
talk at you guys in the
Nina.
night.
Yeah, come by tonight if you want to come on. You don't have to show your fugly faces or your beautiful ones.
Yeah, look
I
at me.
don't care. Well, right. He's sick right now, so why should he come on? And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. You guys don't see the square next to me, which says Rags. So I know he's there. I know when he's talking, and it's all a surprise for you. But it does it really matter? And we'll be on for a good hour tonight, maybe an hour and 15. I like to try to keep it less than an hour, but since hopefully we'll have at least 3 other people in, I'm hoping.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Just small, intimate. Hell, if 10 people show up. But I want it on the spot. I don't want to plan these things anymore as well. Because
Spontaneity.
there's always different information popping up every minute, every second of every day. And I mean, we'll go. It doesn't matter. We'll have a contest though. That I do want to do. A meme contest or something. A meme caption or something. All right. Anyhow, probably for a mega hat or something signed. People still buy it, right? But I won't pay that much money because I don't really think it's Trump.
Not
You know what? I'm gonna have to look at
$40,000,
some of
right?
his old stuff.
Not
That's what
$80,000, right?
I bet my brother has some old stuff from Trump. I definitely did. Huh? $80,000.
80,000, yeah.
So,
Trump
but you
hat.
see, it's just a donation.
I know.
It's so stupid because he's in control of the Federal Reserve. You have no idea. When the
I know.
Sarah hits, that money comes right flowing back to you guys because it's deservingly yours. You've been paying taxes on basically stupid shit. Basically stupid shit. You're in a school zone. You don't have kids, but you're paying it. You're paying taxes. You're paying taxes for the property below you, for the property above you, for the property, for your roads, I mean, come on, for your clothes, for your foods, foods that can kill you. You don't think that this was all thought out? This little girl can't possibly make up all this shit in her own. Think about that. It's from knowledge from others, from decades of learning from them.
That's right.
Because it's already existed.
They
It's already
implemented this
existed.
crap over a period of time, man. It's wrong.
Yes. Yes.
It's wrong.
Well, all of it. No, I mean, it depends what you're looking at. I'm talking about Q.
Yeah.
Talking about Q implementation. Q is the good. All right. And they probably came from the NSA, from what I'm gathering. And by Kennedy. But Ike was good too. Ike might have been persuasive. I'm not sure how. They don't let us know the whole story. I'm surprised they let his book out about him living with an alien for a year and not an illegal alien. All right. On that note, let's say goodbye. I've had enough. Hope I'm ready for tonight. I love you guys. Joe,
Peace out,
you love everybody, right? Joe.
Yeah, I do love everybody. I'll talk to you guys tonight.